Well, hello and welcome everyone. We're not too far away from the start of tonight's race. We'll get through the highlights and we'll show you what's happening out on track in just a moment. Looks like it's drying up. It's a wet one in quali. We're in China, round 3 here, of course. There was a race last week, which if you haven't seen, here are the highlights from round 2 in Bahrain. It'll give you a good overview of how everything is standing in the championship so far. Here we go. We're about to get the race underway. Lights on your screen, 5 red lights, all lit up. And we're racing, we're underway in Bahrain. A good start from the field. That was a great start from BP, and I think Bot's got an even better start as BP has to come across and block the run of the Ferrari man, Mike. There's a bit of contact. I think that's angry old fella. He's run right up the rear of one of the Racing Point cars. Would have been probably awarded chill, so he's early advantage. I think is just all but gone from that start. Angry getting called out into the braking into turn 1. That's easy enough to do.
Bush took out braking. So.
Oh, big moment from Hawks. He almost came up the back end of Chook there and clacked him hard, but he's avoiding action. And he's gone out wide, and that's really compromised his run down to this big long straight out of turn 10 because Epic's got the overtake on him. Let's see what happens here. The Kiwi's got the DRS open, but so does the Renault in front of him. And he's not able to make a move this lap.
Epic tries to force that one down the inside on Bushchook.
Yeah,
Bushchook
he's looking aggressive tonight. He's in behind Bushchook. He's getting ever closer. This could be a difficult move with the DRS. He's going to go sideways. He's off the track. Oh, somehow he's managed to pull that off. How did he do that? Chook again ahead. Oh, look at this. And now Kiwi squeezed past. Where did Kiwi come from? He's got a habit of doing that now. 2 races in a row. He just sneaks on by. Thank you very much. Enthralling race here. 5 laps in. We haven't lost anyone yet. The 2 Red Bulls are fighting. Epic's trying to fight his way back. He's got the DRS open. There is a bit of netcode happening. Hopefully this doesn't cause an unforced error from somebody. There's a bit of
damage
contact. Either he needs to clear them quickly.
Yeah, he does. He's cleared one, and Bushchook's outbraked himself.
He has, and Chook now out of that battle for a little bit. But is Epic slowing them down possibly?
Unsure if it's going to be a 2 or a 1 stop hit strategy. The boys in practice on Tuesday were saying that tyre wear is an issue. Hence why some of the guys that have pitted early, they've gone on the hard.
Yeah, Schnell's on the hards. Oh, he's had contact off the back, Chook. I don't know if he lost any carbon there, but he did get the new nose early on, and he might be in it again for another one. He's looking a little bit impatient here as he tried to get around Schnell then. But we're on to lap 10 now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Mike's had a moment or something. He's dropped back from 2.8 seconds to 5.2 on BP. I don't know if that happened all in one lap or he had a moment or it's just been losing time on those tyres. I don't really know. It seems to be the interval staying reasonably static. So I would say that Mike might have had a moment.
Well, we will have to keep an eye on the intervals there and see what happens. Wardy Chills made a move. He did. He got around the Alpha of Major Dan, and now the two Alphas are back together again. Bush Chooks moved ahead around Angry Old Fella. There's a lot of movement happening. Angry's in some trouble, I think. He's lost some end plates on that front wing once again. And he's got a puncture on the front left. Puncture for Angry Old Fella. He's moving very slowly now.
He's going to have to nurse that car all the way home. We saw last week in Australia with Bots having that puncture on the rear. It was almost undrivable for him. Well, that actually was. He ended up spinning it out and crashing into the wall and breaking the front tyre off. So I think that goes to show what the favourite strategy is going to be. It looks like it's going to be medium, and then a soft for the run home. So two-stopper, the preferred choice for the top 10. And here we go. I'm following now Crazy Kiwi, who Epic has undercut. Epic's in 8th now. Kiwi's all over the back of him. But that undercut coming in early has definitely paid off for Epic. Let's see how Swatter now coming out.
Here comes Kiwi. He's got the DRS on the man in the yellow Renault. And Swatter, I don't think he's going to be able to get out ahead of these two.
Swatter now going for the one-stop.
Kiwi and Epic. One of them's going to be holding each other up. I just don't know who. Oh, Hawks.
Oh, that's it. Hawks. Spun.
Surely that was all by himself.
That looked like it was all by himself.
Let's see what happens here. As Epic comes into the braking zone, the interval gets smaller. Kiwi makes up a bit of time, but it wasn't enough to make the overtake, and Hawks as well is trailing. And while these two squabble and fuss about, Hawks is slowly catching them. And he might even sneak by and get 2-1 if he gets his plays his cards right.
That Renault with Epic in it looks very slippery at top speed. I wonder if Epic's running low wing, and it does look like that. That Red Bull, and now with Hawks in the Merc, they are all over the back of that Renault.
With Hawks, you can see the DRS wings open on Kiwi, braking. He's trying to brake later. Hawks did the best he could. He was side by side with him, but Kiwi with the inside line, he was able to hold it and back onto the racing line. And the optimal run for Kiwi here, but Hawks is fancies. He's having a go.
He's got him. He's got
him. That was a great little move from Hawks.
This would be probably Hawks' best chance right now. Is 0.3 coming into the last corner.
That's the closest I think we've seen him.
Yeah, surely he'll get him now. Surely. He's got the juice. Epic's trying to squeeze in.
It's the outside now for the Renault. Hawks inside line. DRS braking. Closes the back wing.
Nice.
And there it is. The sweet move that Hawks wanted to do a few laps ago. He's done it finally.
Interestingly though, the top three have pitted, and the two Ferraris have gone on the hard. They've committed to the one stop for sure. The BP, I think he's trying to stretch that soft tyre. I don't know if he can do it though. I really don't.
That was close behind Attack. He goes for a move, and there it is. Attack.
Nicely done.
10th. That is how you make an overtake.
Pitted. BP's pitted.
He did. I didn't see that, but you're right. He's come out on some new softs, and Mike is now the leader.
Here we go. This is going to be, BP's going to have huge pace on these two Ferraris with those hard tyres and BP being on the soft. So this is going to be all hands on deck. All hands on deck, guys.
And we got 5 to go. He's got to get through Bots first, and I don't think Bots is going to make it an easy task. But having those quicker tyres will give him an advantage. Whether or not Bots can hold him off is the extremely close stuff right now. He's out wide. Bots keeps it on the black stuff. Into the braking zone of the last turn. He's gone inside. Oh, that was a lot of movement.
Oh, that was indeed.
He was very lucky not to shift the weight of the car too much and send himself on a tank slapper.
He won't be able to hold Bots.
Bots gives him room.
Yeah.
He is a braking zone. That's it. Box is conceded, I think, unless he can get on the power. There was contact there.
He's got in-play damage, Bots does. In-play, there was contact.
Oh, he's got the run. Oh, he's squeezed. He squeezed him.
He's not going to be able to pull it up. Surely he does, but he switch back.
Oh, that was extremely aggressive from BP. He was running the Ferrari off the road. I don't know if the stewards will look at that, but that was almost running him out of road. I don't usually say that, but I think that might need to be investigated.
Well, there's no grass in Bahrain,
No.
So, but if there was, he was definitely in the grass.
This is close. This is close. BP might get it within a second at the next detection zone. He's got one more DRS zone, but he's got it just. Mike is going to be sweating. He's going to be feeling the pressure. The cooker turned up high. It's
One more corner to go.
BP, he's within striking range now. Mike can sense it. He'll be looking into those mirrors left and right. BP looks for a way around. Into the last turn, they touch. BP's out wide. Mike, he covers him off. Coming into the DRS, and it's BP, but he can't make it. It's Mike who wins. What a fantastic finish. There was only a 10th in it.
That was great stuff. Congratulations, Mike. Great race. He must have been under huge pressure in that last lap. And that last corner, you just knew that BP had to do it then. He had to do it. Mike, covered him well, didn't completely block him. BP has to swerve. There was contact.
Here we go. Kiwi makes a last chance move on Kiwi. They touch. He was out on the outside, and Epic, he somehow got bullied back out of position. He's right up onto the tail end. They've hit the checkered flag, though. And Kiwi will come ahead just in front of Epic. Fantastic finishes all the way through this field.
Look at that split. 3,000ths of a second.
Oh.
Kiwi beats Epic. 3,000ths of a second.
Sorry, well, everybody, welcome back. Qualifying has just finished. Let's quickly go over where the points sit, everybody, at the end of this week. Points aren't working. Let's have a look at the track, though. It's here in Shanghai. It was opened in 2004, and it was no expense was spared. Detection 1 down the DRS zone 1 into that heavy braking zone of turn 14. Watch a lot of overtakes get mounted through there. Those running less downforce are going to be at an advantage tonight if they can take advantage of it. But in the constructors as well, it is just Mercedes leading out over Ferrari after Mike had the win last week. And anything could happen with that during this season. It's quite short, only being 7 rounds. Doesn't look like the points are working for us tonight. But yeah, the race itself is just about to get underway. And as always, I've got Zen Razo sitting in the commentary box with me tonight. How you going, bro?
Hey, how are you, Josh? And how is everyone tonight?
Hopefully pretty good. Yeah, you were just saying the qualifying was a little bit wet and there were a few...
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. We've got a Williams on pole. Swatter has taken pole position in what can only be described as a haphazard Q2 and Q3, with wet weather affecting on the dry running in both sessions. The track did dry out at the end of Q3, but Swatter, the Williams driver, managed to capitalise on it the most, and he's got pole ahead of Hawks.
Well, that's gonna really change things up, because I think Hawks is his qualifying has let him down so far at the start of this season, and it's been one of the things he said he needs to get fixed.
Well, actually, look at that. We've got a Red Bull actually next to him. He's managed to get even a Kiwi has managed to out-qualify Hawks. That must have just happened in the dying moments then.
Well, the tyre strategy medium for the first two, and then you got Hawks is on the hard, and BP's gone the hard. So Mercedes haven't split, and BP getting ninth is a long way off the front for that man.
Also, Bots, he didn't get enough time. He came very late in Q2 on the slick tyre, as everyone did, but the rain caught him out. He never managed to do a lap on that slick tyre, and when he tried to go on the intermediate, the pace just was not there. So Bots way down in 15th. to the start of this race.
Because he was able to. They were able to use him last week to. You saw on the highlights, guys. Welcome everyone that's just joining us. Chris, Zaquens, and Mr. Echo. Bots was able to help Mike secure that win by holding up BP by just enough laps that he didn't have the pace at the end to get him. But this grid couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh yeah.
So guys, they're doing their formation lap at the moment. Fly Swatter got the front row with Crazy Kiwi. Hawks is up there in third next to Ming, and then Mike, our race winner from last week, he's in fifth place. An epic game every day next to him. Then it's Wardy, Major Dan, BP, and Schnell at your top 10. And yeah, like I said, the big news is obviously Swatter getting the pole position. Clearly he's got the setup sorted for China. It must be that and probably a combination of everything that happened during qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few, the Williams, both Williams drivers were pretty quick. Schnell was actually in the wet when it was raining on the intermediate tyre. He was up as far as 7th, but then he had a moment and he actually crashed the car, and hence why he's now starting in 10th. So his true pace is actually a little bit better than where he actually is on the grid there. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to check what tyre he's ended up going on. I think he is on the medium. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting. The Williams have some pace here today.
They will. The only one that's gone different on tyre is AB Saints. He's chosen the soft tyre for whatever reason. What's the tyre degradation rumoured to be around here?
Well, I'm getting the feeling from the drivers is that it's definitely a one-stopper, and I don't think the soft, even with a hard, can do a one-stop.
Well, we're about to find out. Thank you, Stevie, for the follow. We are here right on cue. We're about to get the race underway. It's going to be Fly Swatter taking the grid down to the first turn, and it's going to have to be almost one by one when they get to the first turn. 5 lights here for round 3, and we're racing here in Shanghai, China. It is Swatter next to Kiwi, and Kiwi looks like he got a better start. And down the back you can see Box was struggling already onto the grass. I don't know if you had to do some manoeuvres to find space around somebody, and we've got a Red Bull around. Is that Crazy Kiwi?
That was Kiwi. He just lost the rear end as he was getting to the end of turn 1 there.
He was so lucky.
On the incoming traffic.
So lucky no one T-boned him. There were 3 wide coming out of the exit there, and he's back ahead of Epic and Schnell. And Schnell is looking for a way around himself. At the moment, Epic's just happy to have come out alive, I think. And so is Crazy Kiwi, but that meant Swatter keeps the lead, and Mike's already up to second place. Remember, he started 5th, so Mike's onto an early charge.
And BP last. BP dead last.
Wow,
I can't see any damage on his car, though. Oh, yes, there it is. Something's flown off. Something's just broken off his car.
Is that another puncture? 3 in a row? 3 in a row we've had... I can't believe it. BP.
It is a puncture.
Wow.
Rear tyre puncture.
He hasn't
Unbelievable.
That is 3 punctures in 3 weeks for season 5. That's a stat that I don't think is going to be beaten for a long time, and he's really struggling.
Oh, he's really struggling, yes. And that's the championship leader. This has huge implications for the championship.
It does, and BP, he's down dead last. Swatter takes the cars around turn 14, and coming up to 15, 16 to end of the first lap, and BP is still struggling. Probably half stranded halfway through this field, and I don't know if he's going to try and fight back from here, but Epic Game has gone into the pits this early, so I don't know if he got some damage early on. Banana Hammock has followed suit, so's Box. Early pit stops from a lot of the guys, Major Dan included.
Now, we did get weather forecast that there could be a little bit of drizzle rain right at the end of the race. How heavy that rain will be, we don't know. So I assume that these guys that are pitting here now are probably, and they do, most of them have some kind of front wing damage.
Yeah, it is front wing. Lots of them getting changed front wings. Andrew almost got held up by his teammate. But so it's a slower stop than usual, even with the front wing. Thank you, Justin Tyndall, for following us. BP still struggling to get around the track there. Swatter leading by 1.2 seconds, and Ming in the McLaren is set for a podium today. If he can keep it out of the wall and keep it nice and clean, he'll be very pleased with his result. Hawks, though, 4th. It just seems to just this bad luck. Oh, he's gone sideways. That's not good for him. I don't know if Hawks is struggling with grip early on. Wardy chilling behind. I don't know, the air coming off the cars in front could disturb them. I don't know if that's what happened to Hawks through there.
I wonder if he's just struggling to get that hard tyre up to temp, you know, with early on in the race. The ambient temperatures are a little bit low. We could have a little bit of rain, like we're saying right at the end. We don't know. But it looks like Hawks is just struggling to get that tyre up to temp. And I wonder if that affected BP early in that turn 1 incident.
It definitely could, you know, because BP and Hawks had exactly the same strategy. BP's gone to the medium, and Hawks has obviously stayed out, kept that hard tyre running. It's his best choice now. Tyndall's ass isn't on PC. No, it's on the PlayStation 4, brother. These guys are all PS4 racers. But yeah, you can see Swatter, though, it looks like he's comfortably surviving in front of Mike.
Mike has gained on him a little bit in the last lap, so now the pressure's sort of getting on. Fly Spotter did have almost a second buffer there, but Mike's definitely closed in now. Ming's not too far behind, and otherwise is Hawk. So I think now the pressure's starting to get to a little bit to Swatter. I don't think that the Williams ultimately has the pace, but you know, he's doing well there, and here's Mike now. He's gone very wide in our last corner, but let's see what the Ferrari driver can do here on this back DRS straight.
Yeah, DRS would have just been activated, so he'll be able to use this time. He gets it, tries to get the nose of the car up the inside through the banking corner, and he's going to have DRS here. Watch this. There it is, the DRS board. He's activated. He's right up the tail of Swatter. Swatter's going to be gobbled up quickly. Eaten alive almost, and it is. Mike makes a move of it easily into the braking zone, confirms he's now the leader of this race, and there's a lot of action happening in behind between Hawks, so Hawks looks like he is struggling on that hard at the same time.
Definitely, yeah. Hawks has not really got the pace of Mike, but it's hard to say here. It looks like Swatter's holding the field up a little bit, but let's see how quickly Mike can pull away now.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. The Ferrari driver, Mike, now leading. He's got 40 points in the championship. I do apologise for the points not coming up, but he's got 40 points over BP's 45. And BP being dead last, that's going to, like Zen was saying early on, that's going to change the championship drastically tonight. And Mike looks to have, you know, he's going to score a good haul.
A very good haul, and this is, you know, huge implications. I mean, BP 45 seconds behind 15th placed the new kid on the block, Hyphen. I can't even see BP scoring points here today.
No,
that's how bad it looks actually for BP.
He's almost a lap down out of, you know, after lap 4. He'll be able to get some time back, probably. Might be able. Oh, big move from Wardy, and Hawks was caught unaware. And that was a sweet move from Wardy Chill. He took an opportunity, and it just paid off for him. So Kiwi might see if he can line something up through here. He's gone a little bit wide, Hawks has, and that's going to open up the door for Crazy Kiwi. He should have DRS on him, and he does, side by side. Hawks also has DRS and tried to defend, and the Williams in behind also has it. But 2x2, they go into the braking zone inside for Kiwi, and that's a sweet move done. The Williams might sneak one on through just yet, not quite, but Hawks is struggling a lot. Wow, Mercedes-Benz in big trouble today. Big trouble. Yeah, this is really going to change things up in the constructors as well. If you do want to know what the points are currently and you don't have access to the FNL1 Discord, where they're posted, they're on the website demo1garage.com. Go to the Bahrain results, and that you'll have the points as they are currently. But yeah, so you can work out in your head what's happening. Was that a Mercedes I saw getting lapped? Or was it just... No, it's a Haas. No, it's a... No. It's, yeah, it's 15th. So BP has been lapped at some point already. So that, yeah, bad news for BP and the Mercedes team. He must have been. Are you sure? I'm just checking there. I'm not sure. There's action here with Ming and Swatter. I think Ming's going to make a move on Swatter come that DRS zone. He's also hunting him down. He's within half a second. There was a move. Wardy's gone back down. Kiwi's gone up one. Side by side into the apex. And yet the Red Bull's looking a lot faster already. Wardy now back down into 5th, in front of Hawks though, and Schnell, he's looking lively as well. So I don't think the hard tyre is working at all for Hawks here. I think that's pretty obvious about with what's happening around him.
I think that both Mercs choosing to go on the hard tyre, they're in for the long game. I don't think you get the...
Oh, contact there with the Racing Point and Hawks. I don't know who it was that lost carbon there. It looked pink.
It did, yeah. Definitely some carbon flying.
Yeah, but Wardy's continued. Hawks has gone on. So this could have some implications now for Wardy and his downforce through the first turn, because the car's going to behave completely different now.
Both Wardy and Hawks have got front end plate damage.
Oh,
Both
that's
Wardy
huge
and Hawks,
around here, isn't it? Especially when you need that little downforce you've got.
And Schnell's hit the back of Hawks there because Hawks couldn't get the car rotated. He lost speed in the apex. And Schnell's giving... Hawks have got major damage. It's going to have to pit. This is going to compromise their strategy completely now. He has no choice. He can't maintain any pace on that hard tyre with front wing damage of this magnitude.
No, he needs to come in, consolidate the damage that's been done, including his lap times and on the car, and just try and save maybe a point out of tonight's race if he possibly can. I mean, it's not out of the question because a lot of those guys from 10th down were in the pits early, so they've got a bit of working to do themselves. So maybe Hawks can use that to maybe scrape 1 or 2 points out of tonight's race.
And we're just seeing there, Mings actually managed to get past Swatter at some stage there. I assumed that he did that on that back DRS straight, the lap before.
Very possible. Schnell's looking lively here down the DRS. He's opened up the car into the gap now. Hawks is looking a little bit vulnerable. Inside for Schnell, and that's an easy move for the Williams driver. He just needs to keep out of trouble and don't let Hawk pressurise him into a mistake. And Williams are looking very good for points.
Yeah, going to be a big haul here for Williams if they can maintain this. And they're looking good. Cars are looking fine.
And Bot's down in 10th. He's got Epic in behind him, and you can see Epic just got a DRS on him here. Epic is getting ever so close, but there wasn't enough straight for Epic to use to maybe climb back in front of Bots at the moment. But Bots is in damage control mode right now. AB Saints is in the pits as well. Soft tyre, 6 laps in. That looks like all it's good for, possibly. Just going on to the medium tyre. Not surprising there. Andrew HRT's in 14th. BP's up to 15th, so he has gotten around its hyphen. But yeah, BP outside the points. I don't know if he can even get up to 10th.
Yeah, but there is a couple of walking wounded out there. I mean, basically anyone behind Crazy Kiwi here. Wardy Chill, he's got damage. Schnell's got damage. Hawks has got damage. Breeden is good. Breeden's good, but he's a big way behind Hawks. So basically 5th, 6th and 7th have got significant front end wing damage. So they're not going to be able to really close in really that much on Crazy Kiwi, let alone the top 3.
No, what a different race it's been after last week. Everything was so close for almost the entire race here, and already the field is separated out quite a lot. Kiwi down in 4th place. It's I don't know if strategy, a crazy strategy call could change something here tonight, and maybe put some people inside a point scoring position that they weren't, considered to be favourites for.
Yeah, well, most of the teams, most of the drivers were adamant that it will be a one-stopper, but with the way that things have happened here, I'm wondering if someone or a few guys might roll the dice and go for that 2-stopper with Breeden. 2 sets of soft tyres.
Breeden is out. I don't know where Breeden died on the track because his name is greyed out. Oh, the inside. Yeah. It was out of turn 16. He's just on the inside there. You can see it. That is Breeden out, and he's off the racing line, so that we should avoid a safety car. Potts tries to do a move around the outside of Epic, a little bit adventurous. Didn't work for him because Epic did get the overtake on Bots, and now Bots is down in a 9th place. But a lot happening here at the moment. Another move He shows
He's
him
got
the
that one,
nose.
surely.
Epic gives him just enough room. A great little bit of racing here between these two. The red versus the yellow of Renault and the Scuderia Ferrari. Oh, Bots gets a lot of grass up on the inside. And at the moment, he just needs to sit back right now and reevaluate and try and aim for an overtake down up into turn 14, I'd imagine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now he's getting close to that DRS zone on the back straight. And China, love it or hate it, the DRS is probably a given if you're within this striking
Hawks,
range.
Kiwi, and one of the back markers there of It's Hyphen almost coming together down at 14. And Kiwi used the confusion to make the move. So well done to Kiwi, and Hawks is now back on the back foot.
Wow, look at that. Epic has got some serious top-end speed. Bots really couldn't pull that move off.
He couldn't, could he? And we saw this last week in Bahrain as well.
Yeah, Epic runs a really low wing configuration, and it's pretty obvious, and it's paying dividends in terms of holding that Ferrari off.
Yeah, because those Renaults were just super slippery through Bahrain, and again already you can see it. Zen pointing it out, absolutely on the back foot was Bots. I don't think even if he had full ERS, DRS, everything at his disposal, you know, attack mode 6, whatever Ferrari like to call it, that Renault's going to be a big task to get in front.
Yeah, and Epic got a pretty good run out of that corner, that sweeping corner. I don't know what turn it is that leads onto the back straight, what number it is, but that's a very critical corner. You really got to get the speed there on exit to make sure that you maximize your speed down that straight. And Bots wasn't too far behind him, but Epic just held him off with the DRS opened on Bots.
Yeah, Bots does seem a little bit more comfortable through the corners, but you know, then those straights come and Epic. Well, watch what happens here.
Oh, he's going to make a move here. Yeah,
he's mounting another move, but Epic with the inside line will be favourable as they come around the big right-hander and exit onto the straight. Bots should have been within 1 second at the detection zone, so he'll get the DRS here. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be very
drag race.
Watch this. Even with DRS, Epic is still able to hold him off fairly well. Late break move from him.
Deep.
Oh, brakes glowing red hot, and still it was Renault to win into that scrap. Bots has got a huge task ahead of him now. And while that was all happening, folks, we also lost Andrew HRT. So that's 2 DNFs already this season. He was out in Australia, and he's now out in China. So not good for him.
No,
looks like Banana's gone into the pits here. So looks like the softs are only good about 6 or 7 laps.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of long corners in China where you're doing more than just 90 degrees. You're doing almost 180 degrees at medium speed, so the tyres do cop a little bit of a beating. But the track surface isn't that abrasive as other tracks are, especially Bahrain last week.
Talking of China, this track, it's always talked of as being like world-class facilities, no cost was spared type thing. It'd definitely be one of those on the bucket list you'd want to go check out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, it is a state-of-the-art track, and I actually don't mind it in terms of, there is several overtaking spots. Yes, the back straight with the DRS is a little bit, for the purists, a little bit artificial, but nevertheless, it's provided some great races in the past. I mean, one of the all-time classics for me personally was when Mark Webber started way back in the field and managed to get a third or a second place that race. Remember that one with a big drive going through the field and on the right tyre strategy, and also one cannot forget Ricardo's drive there as well. Yes, I am a little bit biased. Yeah,
Ricardo, that drive, that was that 2018, I believe?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. There was a few safety cars as well in that race. But either way, it was still a great comeback from him. Now, BP, I think BP's caught up just in behind Wardy Chill there, so that's, I don't think he's, unless everyone, retires around him, BP's got a lot of work. I don't think he's going to be able to claw his way back at all.
Yeah, he's still 24 seconds behind number 12 position, Banana Hammock. So, you know, he's literally a pit stop behind the Toro Rosso driver there. Which, funny enough, Banana Hammock actually replaced BP at Toro Rosso this season.
Yeah, that's
the irony.
True. That is true. Now, Botts is once again through the corners, able to pull in Epic a little bit here. He's not as close as he was last time around, but let's see what he can mount here this time. We've seen just how effective the Renault is down that back straight, and Botts has sent himself into a spin. He hit the inside line, and that is going to be that is curtains for Botts' chances, because I don't think he's going to be able to call that back unless Epic has a mistake himself. But that was all Botts' fault then. Couldn't blame anyone else. Again, I don't know if the disturbed air is, you know, affecting the cars through the corner there.
That is a very tricky corner, and when you get really low, I mean, the tendency is to try and get low so you can get on the throttle as early as possible. But like you said, he must have touched the little bit of the inside curb, and he's come into the pits, so he's probably flat spotted those tyres or cooked the rear end at very least. So let's see now, lap 12 on the medium. He's going to go on the hard, so he's committing to a one stop, it seems. So let's see now. I think what he's going to do is going to just play the long game now, Botts, and try and get out there and maintain some pace. He's got a sweet gap. You know, Major Dan just went past him, so I think he might be able to make this strategy work, at the very least for a points-paying position, knowing that a couple of the other guys have, you know, failed. BP being one of them.
Yeah, you saw Major Dan get there, and thank you, Stephen Nelson, for the like there. A big way to support us is to hit that like button. So thank you very much. Shows you're enjoying tonight's action. It's a little bit different to what we saw last week. A little bit more of a long game being played here by the guys, and some very interesting things in regards to the championship. There's BPVA down in 13th place, and I think Wardy's, well, that is because they've gone into the pit. So Megan Swatter have entered the pit lane. Kiwi follows suit, and Hawks is, well, he's stuck with that hard tyre, I'll give him that, but he's continued on.
Okay, so Fly Swatter's gone. It looked to me like he went on the medium, but no, he's gone on the hard. He's definitely gone on the hard.
I think Kiwi had to serve a penalty, because he was stuck there for a few seconds without any work being done. But yeah, Swatter's done the hard, you're right. So he's out on that white stripe tyre now.
And so is Mick.
Done the same.
Now we got Hawks here. He's sandwiched himself in between Fly Swatter and Mig, and he has front end damage, as we know, and he's on old hard tyres. So Fly Swatter might get a little bit held up here.
He possibly could. So the gap for them right now, 2.4 seconds between him and Hawks. So he's got a little bit of a distance, but with the car all put together nicely, he should be a little bit quicker and more confident through the corners. Hawks is, like you said, on older tyres, 12 laps old, while everyone else around him is just warming theirs up. So yeah, let's see what happens here between Hawks and Swatter, and maybe Swatter will have to get around Hawks sooner rather than later if that situation unfolds like we think it is. Very wide on the exit there. Hawks did the same.
See, Hawks is now, you know, in a conundrum. He knows he has that front damage, but it's still, for his strategy now to work, it's still too early to come in off that hard tyre. So it's very much looking like Fly Swatter's going to have to make the move on track here.
Yeah, look, we saw just how much time Swatter made just in that half a lap.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
So
they're on the same tyre, but the damage and 12 lap older tyres is a huge difference. And there we go.
Schnell gets a new front wing too. Wardy served a time penalty, it looks like, so any penalties they had are gone. And now Swatter is definitely being held up by the Mercedes of Hawks. So Swatter is going to have to try and mount an overtake very soon, otherwise this could eat into his lap times, and it will eat into his position overall with the guys he's racing around him. Botts is up into 10th at the moment. It's very close. Could be a move on Major Dan here. It is around the outside on the last turn. And Major Dan's in all sorts of trouble. as I think AB Saints is going to get a move done. These three guys right now. Oh, Saints is out wide into the first turn. He's had to back it off as Dan came onto the apex, but he kept the inside, and Saints made the move before turn 2. And yeah, now Major Dan down into 11th, so he's lost 2 spots there. So AB Saints is giving chase to Bots here. This is very interesting. He's on the medium tyre, and Bots is on a new hard tyre. But it seems he's dealing with it a little bit better than say Hawks was. And Swat has actually gone around Hawks as I say that. Watch this. Swatter doesn't know where to position himself. Oh, Hawks. Was Hawks on the brakes? Is that my eyes deceiving me? It seemed to be on the brakes a lot earlier.
Yeah, he needed to. He doesn't have the front downforce that Swatter has with that damage. And here comes Hawks. I think he's going to the pits now.
Not surprising. He did. He cut so close to the inside there. Lucky he didn't send himself spinning. Like,
I think Hawks is going to be hard pressed to make the medium last till the end. This could force his hand here.
Schnell getting around the back marker there. Kiwi is going to be on the back end of that one. Yeah, Hawks is on the medium. Oh, just out. Epic goes in. Luckily there's ghosting because they would have touched in real life. And where does Hawks come out in amongst the whole rest of it? I don't think Bots is close enough. Epic is going to do it too. This could be close between Epic and Bots though. Not as close as I thought. Epic's out early on and Hawks is through turn 2 already. So, tyres have all changed. Your top 6 are on the hards. Hawks on the medium. That seems to... That could work.
Well, we're looking at BP, who's in the same car, and he's on 12-lap old medium. So yeah, it is possible. I think Hawks can do it, but I just don't see that his pace will be good enough to really make a dent any further than he is there, being 16 seconds behind Kiwi.
No, the fight down in 11th and 10th is raging on. Saints was just on the back exhaust of Major Dan for a little bit. Got away. I wonder if Saints is struggling with an issue, small issue of some kind.
Well, Ming is making a move on Mike here. Ming is all over. The McLaren is all over the back of this Ferrari.
Let's have a look. Mike's leading this race, and Ming wants to be the next leader. Yellow in Sector 3. That might have been Saints cutting a corner there. Let's have a look. Mike gets a fantastic exit. The traction, and that Ferrari helping him get up the pace into the braking zone. Ming is just outside of out of reach. Mike gets away once again. Acceleration of that car is beautiful, and it's helping Mike mount the defense here at the moment.
Yeah, that Ferrari looks really well planted on the rear compared to the McLaren. But I tell you, Ming is driving probably the race of his life at the moment.
Why not? He's just outside a win, and would it be Ming's first win here in FNL1?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. This is, and probably, one of his first. I wouldn't say his first podium, but it's been a long time between drinks for Ming.
Well, we saw it last season with BP. Definitely put in the practice and the experience, and now some of the other guys are starting to get a bit of time behind the wheel. It's starting to show. Ming gets in a lot closer this time, but Mike stays ahead just for another lap. They'll go through turn 14 and stay just as they were. But Ming is looking very dangerous. So Mike needs to keep his eyes peeled on those wing mirrors if he can. And
Ming's definitely showing his nose. Yeah, showing his nose, trying to put Mike under all sorts of pressure. Definitely letting him know he's there.
I mean, why not? Ming looks the stronger of the two at the moment. I don't know why. He just does.
I think Ming is definitely quicker in sectors 1 and 2. It's 1 and 3 it seems, but Mike definitely, the Ferrari just seems better in sector 2, and it's giving Mike. And here is a move down the inside.
He had the cut a little bit. He was that was what would you call it? Speculative, but
it was definitely ambitious.
He went for it, and it didn't quite work out for him. No love lost between the pair, though. Just clanging wheels. That's okay. They'll get away with no damage this time.
and I think Ming's aware that he's not as quick as Mike in that second sector, so he'd like to be ahead of him prior to that, so he can stretch his legs out on this back straight here.
Mike's got a lot of ERS at his disposal at the moment. He's got 78% left. So does Ming. So Ming turns it up to 3. Is Mike using it? No, he's not. DRS now for Ming. Watch him pull in this Ferrari. It's a huge, huge pull into the braking zone though. And once again, he stays just in behind. He needs to find something magical here, I think. Just needs to outsmart Mike a little bit.
I think he needs to just stay with Mike, not harass him through Sector 2, just stay as close as he can with him through Sector 2 and really concentrate on getting that drive out of that corner that leads onto the back straight. Is that turn 14 or turn 15, that corner that we're talking about, the big sweeper?
That's 13, I believe.
13.
Because, yeah, the end of at the end of that straight is 14, so...
Yeah, oh, that's the hairpin.
Yeah, so that'd have to be 13, the one they get the big exit.
Yes. So that's crucial here for Ming. He needs to get a good drive out of that, and we saw bots, early on in the race. It's very easy to lose it in that corner, and there's a lot of time to be gained there. And you can see here Mike's just pulled a little bit of a buffer for this middle sector now.
Mike's still struggling. Sorry, Bots is still struggling to get one on Epic here as he comes just across the start finish. And here's the first turn they go. Bots gets a little bit close. He gains about 2/10. But Epic still quicker than this man in the Ferrari. And they're on exactly the same tyres here. Both hard tyres. And look at the exit Epic gets there. Bots doesn't have an answer for it just yet. So there's a Ferrari defending the win and a Ferrari who's trying to make his way forward and get past a Renault. And he's been trying to do that now for some time. It is not looking likely.
Very close there with Ming and Mike. Again, Mike getting the superior drive out of that turn 13 and managing to hold Ming off under DRS, but Ming closing right up on him in the braking zone, and it's status quo. Ming's holding that, and he's going to make a move here. No, turn 1, no.
The nose got us excited.
He's definitely making Mike know that his presence, definitely making Mike know his presence.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, I think you're right. He needs to just wait off that exit. Oh, Epic gets in front of Hawks here. So he did it down the back straight, and now Hawks is in between Bots and Epic. So Hawks is falling way off the pace. He's on the medium. I don't know why his car's not working for him today. He's on the medium tyre, and he still doesn't look like he's got pace.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was talking to a couple of the boys earlier today, and they were saying that Hawks actually was the fastest car in FP1 that they had on Tuesday. So I really don't know where this pace has gone from Hawks.
Yeah, he's just lost another spot to Bots. Bots made an easy meal of him, and Hawks just looks like he's struggling. He does not look quick, if I'm honest.
No, definitely not. He's damage limitation. I mean, it's a damage limitation for both Mercs. BP still, yeah, he's well and truly out of the points, I think, unless some major DNFs happen here with Banana, AB, and Major Dan. Yeah. And even then, that would put him into 10th and Hawks 9th. Wow, what a low scoring day it's looking like it's going to be for Mercedes-Benz in China.
And it's not a track you'd expect for them to go so bad at, but it is what it is. Bots is really close to Epic out of 13, but we saw Epic do a slightly different racing line through there, and I think he got on the power a little bit earlier, and that's the advantage he gets now. That's the gap he gives himself to defend, and Bots isn't able to make anything of that, and they'll brake hard once again. And they stay 7th and 8th at the moment. Banana gets around Saints. Oh, Banana's gone wide. Run deep. So the two teammates giving each other a bit of a go. They're giving each other just plenty of room, though. And Saints is now up to gets back into 11th.
I think Banana just outbraked himself there, just a tad. Probably missed the brake marker by only a couple of meters and a little bit on the marbles in the end, and that really put him right out there.
He did, and he got straight back ahead as he gets back ahead of him, of AB Saints. AB Saints now back into 12th. Hawks is in the pits, unsurprisingly. He's gone to the soft tyre. 8 laps on the soft, 7 laps on the... That's a long time. Probably a lap or two too long. This could be interesting for Hawks here. Comes out just in behind AB Saints there.
BP is also pitted. He's gone on the soft, so they're definitely trying to go for that 1 point.
Fastest lap point.
Yeah, I mean, we just to let our viewers know that we in this league we've allocated the fastest lap to anyone that gets it, not just the top 10. So the fastest lap is on for young and old.
Saints goes wide, braking very late and deep, and that opens up Hawks now. His next target is going to be Banana Hammock and Major Dan. You can see them just ahead of him by 2 seconds. There's a back marker there. It's Hyphen. He's just been off the pace all day today. It's not going well for him at all, but it hasn't gone well for many, so he's not alone.
No, most definitely not. It's been a race to forget for some, and it's definitely been a race to remember for others. And for the nostalgic, when was the last time you saw a Ferrari leading a McLaren leading a Williams for the top 3 places?
Oh, 1984. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we'd have to go back to at least the 90s to have any sort of resemblance to this top 3.
Now, Bots is looking lively now on Epic. Epic is just off the pace a little. Bots is on older tyres though, but Epic seems to be just struggling a little bit with the pressure from behind. Hawks gets around Banana Hammock. But let's see what Bots could finally get this move done here on lap 21. He just has a bit of a look, and he's letting it known that he's ready to make a move here.
Turn 13. Let's see. You know, he's learnt his lesson. He knows what he needs to do. But see that he's lost it. You know, the aero disturbance. You're right. You know, he's lost a lot of time in that corner.
Gap.
Did you notice that?
Huge gap.
Yeah, they just can't follow each other out of that corner effectively.
No, and we know the Ferrari's set up for the back end of it's beautifully set up. Traction, acceleration, but he just can't use it. It's just not happening.
Well, I think that's the inherent problem here. The Ferraris has got that rear end planted, but it's probably sacrificing a bit of front end grip. And that corner, even though it opens up, you really do need that front end grip. If the car is pushing, understeering in that corner, that's the effect that you have. He literally lost 0.3 of a second coming out of that corner to Epic.
He certainly did. Let's have a look. Let's check in with the front again. Ming is coming out of 13 now. He's 7/10 in behind Mike. And let's watch that interval grow just slightly as they come out of the exit onto the back straight. He was within a second, I think, with the detection he was. There goes the DRS. So the McLaren's got it, but you can see Mike's a long way ahead now. Ooh, brake. He brings it up, pulls the car up into the corner, and once again, Mike can fall away. Fly Swatter just giving chase in third. He's had a pretty good race, I must say.
Yeah, definitely. Fly Swatter has, even though he qualified on pole, I think he realised that the win was probably not on the cards. But I've been keeping an eye on the gap here between Wardy Chill. Wardy Chill does look pretty fast, but I think that Fly Swatter has him covered for that 3rd place.
Well, does Epic have him covered for 7th as Bots is getting ever close? Epic's gone to the middle here to maybe defend a likely move. Into the apex they go. If Bots can use his traction here, this could be an opportunity for the move, because it's not going to work out of 13 if he's running too close. Into 16, out a little bit wide they go, across the start-finish line. He's got DRS once again, coming up into the first turn. Epic doesn't know where to plant the Renault. He's got the inside, Ferrari does. Into the turn, and I think he's finally made the move.
He has.
And Bots has been working on that for almost 23 laps. Pretty much since the beginning of this race.
He really had a great run on him out of that last corner and really needed to make it stick. Making a move like that into turn 1 at China is a hard thing to do, because turn 1 is on entry is extremely quick and tightens up a lot near the end. So it's very easy to sort of still make the corner but outbrake yourself. And I was always wondering if Epic was going to do the switchback there, but Bots really got the car slowed down on the apex and held the line there, and it was a brilliant move.
It was a great move. I think Oars has chimed in from FNL1 saying the Merc guys need to be swabbed for the coronavirus. That could be the cause of their issues.
It does seem like something has really affected them here in China, that is for sure. I don't know if it's the actual coronavirus or is it the Corona Ale.
Yeah, that's true. It could be either or, actually. One too many for one of them, and the other one's got a small bug infection. Epic. Looks like Bots did mount another move up the inside of 14, so they touch wheels. And Epic, he comes back out ahead. I don't know if Bots is just giving that out of courtesy, but again, Epic back ahead, and Bots is back on the back foot again.
Well, that like I said, that Renault has some serious top end, and Epic only needed one bite of the cherry with the DRS on, and he's taken that position back, and now Bots has to do it all over again. He'd be super frustrated. We got to also take into account that Epic is on 4-lap younger tyres, so Bots has definitely got his work cut out for him here.
Certainly does. I'd like to welcome everybody. If you are new, my name's Josh Gain. I'm commentating tonight with Zen Razo here, and you're watching the FNL1 eSports Round 3 Formula 1 at China here on Demo 1 Garage. And if you want to watch us live with other esports events, you can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch and Mixer. So thanks again to everyone that has joined us tonight. Said something in the chat. We're there to have a chat as well while we commentate, and it's been a pleasure, but we've still got 4 laps to go now. And,
Alright, Hawks is
really
going to make a
up.
major move on Major Dan now. He's on the soft tyres. Major Dan's on 22-lap-old hard tyres. Hawks will make short work of him. Major Dan goes a bit wide there. Yeah, he was never going to be a threat. I think Major Dan is, consolidating that 10th place. He knows that he's good for it now. I don't see Banana Hammock threatening Major Dan, even though he's on significantly younger tyres, but he is a good 10 seconds behind.
Now, can you check for us who's got the fastest lap?
Yeah, I can. Let's have a look at that.
And if there's any penalties for, say, Michael Ming.
Hawks currently has the fastest lap, which is no surprise, counting that he went on that soft tyres. But it is a little bit surprising that
Kiwi touches Bots, because Kiwi's just come out of the pits on some soft tyres here, and both Epic and Bots have just passed him, and into the apex of 1. Kiwi just tagged Bots. He stayed stable, but Kiwi's looking quick as well here, but he's in behind some traffic. Bots lets him go. This is on. This could be on. I don't know if Epic's going to mount a battle here with him, but Kiwi's got the quicker tyre. Into the left-hander. Epic, do you think he'll give this position away?
I think it's inevitable. He can't defend against a Red Bull on soft tyres.
No. But he doesn't. I don't know if he knows that yet. Epic, we're coming up to 12 and 13, and already Kiwi just stuck in behind. He'll have DRS here. He'll be able to break even later than Epic. So this could be a done move already.
I think basic physics will inform Epic that he cannot defend this.
He doesn't look like he's made too much of it. There it is. The move's done. The Red Bull's in front. When Epic can see a Red Bull take his position in front, and he sees those red tyres, and he goes, you know what? Not worth having a crack anymore. My race is with Bots.
Indeed, yeah, he knows.
Now Bots is fallen a fair way off the back of Epic here. Almost 1.5 seconds after all that's happened, so he's at a serious disadvantage already.
Well, he had to, when he yielded to Kiwi, it was probably in the worst possible place in that tight, twisty Sector 2 area, and he lost a bit of the drive there, so that dropped him back. But I do believe that Bottas' overall pace is actually quicker than Epic's. It's just that Renault has such good top-end speed. It's proving to be a nightmare for Bottas.
It is, and Wardy Chill is very, very close. He's scaring Fly Swatter now. Fly Swatter wants to maintain that last podium spot, but Wardy is going to make
he's going to dive it
make
down.
him work for it. He did dive onto the steering lock hard at 14, and Wardy Chill and Swatter, they did touch, but it's Wardy who comes out ahead now, and Swatter needs to reply instantly because we're on the final, or the penultimate lap rather.
Well, now the two Williams coming 4th and 5th, and even though that is a damn good result for the two Williams, I'm sure the Fly Swatter is going to be, slightly, if not totally, pissed off that Wardy's got past him there.
He'll take huge offence to Wardy overtaking him.
Yeah.
I mean, 26. But I don't know, Swatter. It looks like Wardy's a little bit quicker here. It looks like he might have saved something for the end. Thank you, Brent, for the like. Thank you for coming along and joining us here. This one is going to go down to the wire between these two. Wardy Chill, though, just needs to keep it straight and narrow. If he makes a mistake, Swatter will be there to pounce and get back that 3rd place. Ming is off mic right now by 2.3 seconds, so that competition seems to be all but over.
Yes, it does. And is that BP behind it? It is. BP is lapped. But he is now, and that's actually probably, those blue flags are probably hindering BP's ability to try and do a faster slap on those soft tyres, even though he's probably past the use by date on those soft tyres at 7 laps old. Definitely.
As they were going through 13 there, Wardy was stuck in behind just its hyphen for a little bit longer than I think he wanted, and Swatter, that's given him an opportunity to dive. He shows a nose. Wardy gets caught out. The switchover happens though, and Wardy gets it back again. So Swatter, he is offended that he lost that position last lap. We're coming into the final lap now, so Swatter, he's only got one more lap to do something.
One more crack. Wow, that was he had a good run on him there, but he just outbraked himself and very, very deep in there, and Wardy Chill, he was up for it. He knew that what was happening. Wardy there going a little bit wide there, that's going to let Fly Swatter catch up a bit, but definitely Wardy none too wiser to go for the switch back there into the hairpin.
Yeah, Bots almost in a similar position to what Swatter was this last lap, and he stayed in behind Epic for now. So Bots has got one more lap to do something about it as well. Will he mount something into the first turn? We've seen it happen before. Epic is slowly getting away from him, but at a quick pace. But at the moment, it's the Renault stays ahead. They get through to the first turn, into the second as they switch the car back around to the other way. And at the moment, this is going to come down to the wire between both Epic, Bots, and possibly Swatter and Wardy. This is definitely not over yet. Schnell is also nice and tight to the back end of his teammates. So anything could happen here. Anything could happen at all. This is not over yet. They've got to cross that start-finish line. Mike seems to have won it, though. Anything can happen down this back straight. Swatter got DRS. Wardy's gone inside, and very early he went to the inside to possibly defend. Swatter sees the gap. He gets on the brakes hard, but it's not enough. And I think it's all a little too late from him. His teammate doesn't have anything. The checkered flag flies. It's Mike who gets first place. Ming in second. Wardy Chill will come around, and he'll just take third from Swatter. Oh, but Swatter gets it back as Ming looks to have had a penalty. So Ming's been booted from second.
Oh, disaster for Ming. He was definitely the drive of his life, dude, and really probably upsetting there that copped a couple of penalties that's dropped him out of the podium. Oh wow,
yeah, that's a killer, that one. Kiwi will come through with the checker flag. He'll secure 6th position. There goes Epic and Bots. Epic goes very wide. So does Bots. They're going to be a lot closer than I thought. That was 0.075. That was the gap between them two there at the end. Bots almost had him, but it
another close finish there.
Wasn't to be. That's 2 weeks in a row we've seen two very close finishes, and 3 weeks in a row we've had a puncture which ruined BPVH race today. Hawks will come across in 9th place.
Yes,
Not
a
where
very
he thought he'd be
lonely
finishing.
drive there. Very lonely drive there in 9th place for Hawks. Major Dan in the Alpha coming in to round out the points in 10th place, and he'll be happy with that, Major Dan, getting in the points.
He did. 10th place for him. Banana's the last man to come through. And wow, what an interesting race that was.
Well, there you go, dude. You know, you can never bet on a favourite in Season 5 of the FNL1 League.
No. I mean, you can't do it in the real F1 either. Me and Aussie tried to pick the top 5 every week. We thought it would be easy. We were proven way wrong.
But yes, you're right. You are correct. So I think all those people that used to say that F1's too predictable, I think they should eat their own words.
Well, if it is, there's always F1 eSports. So you walk along.
That's right. We can mix it up even better.
That's right. And we can do anything here. We can do short races, long races, and then whatever else that they let us do. But there was your winners for the race, and we should be getting them into the commentary box in just a moment to have a chat. There is the results. Mike got first place with a just ahead of Wardy and Swatter, top 3, and it was a 10-second penalty that hurt Ming.
10 seconds, yeah, that's huge. Yeah, Ming was probably in his haste to catch Mike there. He probably took a few liberties and got caught.
But the biggest surprise is BP down in 12th position. It was lapped after all that, and Hawks as well in 9th. So Mercedes having one to forget, but Williams, well, that's not a race they'll forget in a hurry.
Most definitely, but still, you know, Fly Swatter, he looked like third was gone, snatched from the jaws of victory, and then suddenly he gets his first podium in F1 due to Ming's 10-second penalty.
Yeah, it was crazy things. That's how it ended up, though. And we will have talk to them in just a second. Who's here already?
Here they're just starting to pop in now, covered in
Mike.
Howdy. Juicy fruit.
Well, doesn't look like you were affected by the virus at all, Mike.
Oh, no, I had it. I was sick. No, good race, I suppose.
Yeah, you had a good start too. You were, 5th, and you're up to 2nd already. Like, what was going on around you that led to that?
I don't know. Something happened turn 1 with the Red Bull and the McLarens. They're out there having their own little party, and then just kept at it. And then next thing you know, my teammate's behind. He lost his wing. Turn 1 got turned down on. BP picked up a puncture. Like, yeah, it was one of those races going into turn 1. We all knew you had to be at the front.
Yeah, it was definitely turned out that way. And did you find the tyre hard to turn on? That's easy.
Yeah. It took me time. I knew Ming, who I was racing at the time, knew he had more straight line, and in a pit I would have taken +1 front on the wing angle, but I knew he had the straight line, so I couldn't.
Yep.
So up a bit better. So it took me like 4 laps to heat them up, and I think that you could see that by how much time Ming and how much he was over me.
Yeah, he was pressurising you for a little bit.
Yeah, it was good little joust.
It was, and the Mercedes were nowhere to be seen. So that's got to be music to your ears at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure what happened tonight. I just kind of went through turn 1, got past Swatter, and just kept driving. Just, gear down, up, turn now, brake, just all I could think of. And before you know it, it's checkered flag, and I was there, and I was like, oh, well, what happened behind me?
Dang.
Definitely, you had a little bit of luck with you, but your pace was pretty good there. And I must, congratulate Ming. He probably drove the race of his life, and he must be absolutely heartbroken that the penalties have costed him a podium. But nevertheless, do we now call you Alain Prost? 2 wins for Ferrari. That's one more than John Lacey.
I don't know. I was enjoying John Lacey up until right now. No, I don't know what. I need to find a Ferrari driver that's only got 2 wins. Or a Ferrari driver that's got back-to-backs.
Obviously, the Maranello curse does not affect you, so I assume that upgrade with the crucifix has worked. Meanwhile, Bots got caught madly out in Q2 in the wet there. Was that just bad timing on
we were discussing. No, we were discussing because we knew in Q2 if 4 or so people had gone out on the dries and done a lap, they would have obviously gone to Q3. But my theory was if everyone wants to sit in pit lane and do it on the inters, we can start the race on new tyres. So that's why we left. See, my theory was maybe we can get through to Q3 on inters, but then when everyone jumped, I'm like, I'm jumping, and Bot's kind of, he wasn't too sure, and I wouldn't say he got caught napping. I wouldn't say he left it too well. I just say he got unlucky. Like at the end of the sector 3, I got the wet, and it was nearly over for me. And I think just even if we had gone early, we would have had traffic. So it was a bit of it was just a situation thing, one of those.
It just rained at the wrong time for Bots.
It did. He just purely got caught out in the weather. We were expecting at least another 2-3 minutes on the rain, but the thing is, the wet, accumulated faster than we were also anticipating.
Yeah, it did come down pretty quick and pretty hard.
He had a good time going. However, he just put one on the white, put him out wide in the hairpin, and invalidated him. So, yeah.
Well, great drive, Mike.
No,
I think that now with definitely with BP's non-points finish, you're the championship leader, bro, in a Ferrari. And I think that is a first for the FNL F1 championships.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, it's all downhill from here.
Let's see.
Well, yeah. In second place, won by the penalties. Did you realise that was the case?
There he is, Wardy.
Wardy,
no, I had no idea about the penalties I had. Was quite surprised that I didn't get a penalty myself during the race. Was pushing the limits a fair bit, but yeah, no, it was nice to get up on the podium, first Formula 1 podium with the group. So yeah, it's nice to get it off.
Yeah,
so
you
caught up to me.
had a pretty good start yourself. The Williams doing well, so I mean, points for you guys. Are you going to be in the top 3 at the end of the season?
Who us?
No, the constructors.
Oh, possible. It's possible. I think it's very possible. That's sort of the aim, and we were aiming for 4th and 5th actually for the Williams, and we exceeded those expectations wildly. I was going yoo-hoo at the end there. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. I was loving life.
Well, Wardy's definitely had pace in qualifying. We saw that in the previous few races, but you never managed to quite get it to work for you in the race itself. But tonight, it seemed like you definitely exploited a couple of other people's misfortunes and held in there to get that second place. Is this now something that you can take into the next race? A bit of racecraft now, and you sort of must have the confidence that you can do it.
Yeah, I've been fiddling around with some brake pressures and tyre pressures, so that's been helping with the longevity of the tyres. So that's really made a difference in the last couple of races, definitely switching to the hards over the softs. But yeah, going forward, I think I got the pace to get up the front and compete with these guys a bit more.
Well, that's it. Good to see, Racing Point up there. Definitely a dark horse in this competition. But third place, Swatter, and a pole position. Like, wow.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Can you talk us through that lap? I mean, did you ever did you know it was a good lap? Did you think
Oh,
that
yeah.
it was?
I was killing it through every apex, every corner. I was really feeling the car. Car felt absolutely amazing, and yeah, I nailed it. Got the pole position there. It was stunning. It felt
It felt amazing.
no, it felt fantastic. Engineers did their job today. That's for sure.
Well, it's definitely the first time a Williams has got pole position in the FNL1 league. And I think it's the first time a Williams has got a pole in like 10 years in the real world. So,
as Def Leppard says,
yeah.
rocket, yeah. You know.
Definitely, and Schnell there sort of backed you up there near the end there. He also had really good pace. So overall, a really good points haul for Williams there. And like Josh was saying before, you guys believe that you could be a constructors threat up there in the top 3?
Oh yeah, for sure. We were discussing it. First 2 races, we were keeping up with the likes of Kiwi, Epic, and we really felt that we could have gone quicker had we not made so many mistakes in the first 2 races. But this one there was a few less, and I just couldn't get the hards to work for me. So Woody really had the great pace behind me there. I just couldn't get him working properly, so I had to slow down a little bit and just conserve the tires a bit more. And yeah, that was why he caught up to me. But otherwise, very happy, very happy with where I'm at.
Indeed.
Did before we go, did both you, Wardy and Swatter, after Australia, did you chuck in more practice time? Because a lot of people got called out in that one.
Oh yeah, I probably put, I don't know, 80, 90 laps worth, both in the wet and the dry together, accumulated 90, 100 laps. So for sure, that definitely put in more practice this week.
And yeah, you, Wardy, what about you?
I wouldn't say a great deal of practice, a few time trials here and there, but I feel adjusting and playing with the setup a lot more has made a lot of difference with pace.
Interesting. I like it. Oh well, maybe you get the right combination one day and you'll be beating Mike.
He's hoping.
Oh, it's not that hard, trust me.
I don't know. Ming had a hard time.
Yeah, but that's Ming.
Oh, fighting words.
Ming's going to kick your ass next time now. He's just going to send it.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks for chatting, unless you've got anything else you'd like to discuss then. But thank you for, thanks for the race. Thanks for having a talk.
All good, guys, and congratulations, Mike, on your second wing, and the 2 new guys on the podiums. That was another brilliant race, I must say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that will conclude today's event. So thank you very much. Thank you to FNL1 eSports for putting this on for us today, because without them, we wouldn't have the race. We wouldn't have anything to broadcast. So thank you to them. If you want to get involved with this F1 league or any other leagues that are starting up, make sure you check them out on Facebook at FNL1 eSports. Thanks again to everyone that has hit like today, and everyone that has joined us here in the chat room and watched us from afar without saying anything. We appreciate your viewership, and thanks to the likes again as well, guys. It goes a long way to helping us here. And yeah, the calendar is also up on the Demo 1 Garage website if you want to find out when we're streaming next. I will be adding to that. You don't need a calendar app. It will open in the browser if that's what you want, but if you've got Google Calendars, you can add it to your calendar as well. So keep an eye out on that. But thanks to Zen, and thanks to the guys racing. It's been an absolute pleasure. That was round 3 here in China. Stay on the lookout for the highlights through the week. My name's Josh Gaines, race starting on the edge, and we will see you next Friday for the F1. Round 4, I think, is in Baku, so get ready for that one. Good night.